Queen of Flannel here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode of How I Color. So today we are going to talk about one of the biggest things that I think most of us as colorists struggle with at some point is choosing colors for our image. I know that I have done this before. I sit down with a giant set of markers or colored pencils in front of me and I can't choose the colors that I want for my image. And it's frustrating, you know, because you have all of these beautiful colors in front of you and not being able to decide how to apply them to the image that you want to create is, you know, it's frustrating and it makes the process stressful. And this is adult coloring. It shouldn't be stressful. It's supposed to be fun. So I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks to hopefully help you make the process of choosing a color palette a little easier. So, first thing that we could do is, and for the sake of this video, this exercise, and when we get into the second part, we're going to be coloring a jellyfish today. So that's our theme. First thing that we could do is go to Google, go to Pinterest, and look for jellyfish color palette. And it's going to give us a whole bunch of different images, different color palettes, and these are great. I use these a lot, but this might not be what we want. We might want to try to figure out how to explain this. So we may want to customize this palette a little bit more to fit our idea and our desires for our page. So then what we could do is come over to Google and just search jellyfish. And we've got a whole bunch of images of jellyfish here. And so we're looking through and, oh, hey, let's check out this picture right here. So let's go ahead and, yeah. And let's scroll down here and take a look at this picture. So say we really like this picture, and this is what we want to use for our reference photo. How are we going to pick our color palette from this image? Because unlike the, you know, what we looked at over with the jellyfish color palettes, it doesn't give us the colors. So let's go ahead and save this image to, I'm going to save it, maybe, nope. Okay, well, it's not going to let me save it from here. That's fine. We'll go back to here because I'm pretty sure I can save it from this one. Yeah, so we're going to save this image, and I will link this image in the description as well as the other resources that I'm going to use here. I will link to the actual website that this came from. But so let's go ahead. We're going to save this. I'm going to put it in downloads. I'm going to change the file name to jellyfish just so I can find it. All right. So we have our image. We really like this picture. And now we're going to try and figure out a way to pull the colors from this image so that we can use them in our coloring page. So next thing we're going to do is go over to this website from Adobe. And again, I will link this below in the description box. One of the cool things about this website as well is you can use it on your phone. So if you save this, bookmark it on your computer, on your phone, if you want to pull an image that you have, that you found on your mobile device, you can use this there as well, which is great if you're coloring on the go and you're not at your PC. So then what we can do is select or drag and drop our jellyfish into this Adobe website. And holy cow, look at that. Isn't technology amazing? So Adobe has given us a color palette. They have pulled the colors from this image for us. So say we want more of the jellyfish in here. There's a lot of the green, turquoise, aqua turquoise, a lot of the background colors here, and we want more of the jellyfish because that's our focus. So what we can do is, and you guys aren't going to be able to see the cursor, but you'll be able to see it move. So if I click on this and hold it, it'll bring up this little window and it will show me where my little circle is focused. And then we see, look at that color change down there. So we can tailor this to what we want. So let's leave it on that brown. Let's go ahead, and I like this one here on the top of the jellyfish with this color all the way to the right. So because our focus for this isn't so much going to be on the background right now, let's go ahead and take this from over here to, let's put it right here, because I want to see what this tells me would be a good color for this portion, this translucent portion of my jellyfish. And so it adjusted this far left color over here for me. So I think I'm going to leave this as it is. I think this gives me a good starting point to be able to choose my initial colors and to build off of. And it makes this whole process seem much more overwhelming to look at 5 colors than the 120 colors in my pencil set. And when we get into the second step, we will be taking these 5 colors and talking about how we can add additional colors to that. Start out with our basic palette and build on that. So next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to flip it over. We're going to go to the top-down camera, and we're actually going to use this and pick our colors. So I will see you guys in just a second. All right, we are back and we are moving on to step 2, picking our colors for our jellyfish. I am going to be working with my 120 set of Polychromos pencils today, and I will put the combinations that I end up coming up with in the comments below. And I have our jellyfish over here. I know it's kind of hard to see because my phone is tiny. Unfortunately, on mobile, it won't let me put it into landscape. But I think we get the gist. Now, normally my personal process at this point, I would just go in and I would eyeball the pencils. But I know not everybody is comfortable with doing that. So a couple options for you. You can print this out and then do, your swatches on whatever on your paper. I am going to kind of eyeball this. And we're going to start with this color over here. Now, I know I'm not going to get an exact match, which is fine. We're looking for close. And I'm going to start with one color. And I like the look of coral. I think that's a good starting place for this. And this is just a scrap piece of paper, printer paper, so, and I'm just kind of, swatching some things out. And this is a little more pink than what it looks like on my phone screen. You also have to take that into account, as well as if you print this out, it's going to look different depending on your printer ink. If you're looking at it on a screen, it's going to look different unless your monitor is color calibrated. That's fine. We don't need to, get that deep in the weeds with this. But I do like this coral as a starting color. So let's see if we can get a next step up. So this is Venetian red. So it is a little more of a brown red. So that could be an option. I actually kind of like the pink though. Let's just try. No, that's too pink. So I think for this one, I am going to stick with the coral. Now, another thing that you could potentially do if you really wanted to get in depth with it is this gives you the hex codes for the colors. And you could go on Google or whatever search engine and put your hex code into, a website or a table website, and it would give you a color name or something to that effect. I'm not gonna take it that far, but that is an option. So I actually think I'm gonna stick with coral for this color here, and I am going to pull a light and a mid to go with this. Just so that I have it. This is typically the way that I work. So my light for this combination is going to be Beige Red. My mid is going to be Cinnamon. And then my dark for this is going to be my Coral. So I'm satisfied with this color combination for right now. So I'm gonna set this aside, and we're gonna move into our brown color right here. So let me. That's the one thing I don't like about this case is it's got the individual zippers on it. So let's go to our browns, and I'm going to start with walnut brown for this one. And that's pretty dark. That might be a little darker than I would like. So I'm trying to keep this simple. I don't want to get into like super complicated, because that's not the point of this. Let's try Burnt Umber. See, that's a little more in the direction that I would. That's not too bad. So that is our Burnt Umber. So I'm gonna put Burnt Umber to the side with my coral combination. I'm gonna put Walnut Brown back, and for this one, for right now, because of the picture here, the brown is along the edges. I'm just gonna stick with that one brown, and as I get into the image, I might add additional colors. I find that for me, the starting with a few colors in front of me versus pulling out every single color that I think I might need makes it more overwhelming for me. So if I can't come up with my blend just by looking, or what I want for my blend by just looking at what's in my case, um I'll try and at least get one color and then add to it as I go, because for me sometimes seeing how the color looks on the image helps me to be able to pick those additional colors. Sometimes it comes to me right away what I want, and sometimes it doesn't until I get into the project. So and I know some people like to have their whole color palette picked out in visible. For me sometimes that gets overwhelming, so even if I do pick all of my colors, I will only have one set in front of me as I work. So I'll work on the coral, blocking in where I want that, and I'll put the other pencils to the side. So next I'm gonna come over here to this kind of mint aqua green, and I already think I know what color I'm gonna go for this one. Let me just take a gander here. Yeah, I think I know what I've got in mind here. And I can always, you know, I can blend these as well, but again, I'm trying to keep this like super real simple for us. So my next color I'm gonna go with for this one over here is light cobalt turquoise. Now, I'm not going to pull them out because I'm not going to work on my background at this point. So but I will show you guys these colors. So they look a little funky on the camera, but I would probably, for these two, I would just use my light cobalt turquoise for this one right here as well. But I might take a cobalt green and blend those two together. And that can stay there. So yeah, I'm not going to be focusing on the background right now, but you guys get the basic gist of kind of how this process works. So, I have the colors that I need for now for my jellyfish. Let's put this into practice and see what we get. So I have an image picked out for us. I'm going to put the pencil case away. For now, we might pull some additional colors, and we are going to work on this little guy right here. So I'm going to put this over here so I still have my reference photo to look at. And I don't know if we'll be able to get this fully completed since I'm working with Polychromos and these are a layering pencil. They would take me, this would take me quite a while to finish this image, and I don't want to speed it up. I also don't want to, you know, get too in depth on blending, but I want you to kind of see how our work that we put in to pick our colors, gets us to a product. So let's see. I'm gonna move the dots on my reference photo out of the way because I actually want to look at my image and kind of see how some of this is placed. So I am going to start with my light cobalt turquoise, and so I want this to have this translucent look, so I'm just gonna go in here and really lightly just put in some of my light cobalt turquoise. And I'm kind of trying to keep this to the center. And this is going to be pretty quick. Again, we're just going to try and get these foundations on here. And this is mainly because I want you guys to see the payoff from utilizing these tools. And notice, I only have 5 pencils in front of me to start with. And this is typically how I work. And I will often add additional colors as I go, because sometimes the process of picking our colors can be daunting. So having less on my desk makes it a little easier on me. So let's go ahead and block in just a little bit of our burnt umber. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna work at the I'm just gonna work on the top portion of our jellyfish. So next I am going to go in with my beige red and just kind of start blocking in some of my pink. I typically work light to dark. But sometimes just lightly blocking in your colors and seeing how they fit on your image allows you to make changes, add colors. I'm a huge advocate of start light, build up. It is much easier to add than to take away. And I think a lot of that mindset comes from watercolor. So even if you work dark to light, lightly block in your dark colors. That way, if you don't like the way it looks, you can erase it, erase it back. Alright, so then I'm going to grab my cinnamon. Which is my Midtone. And I don't want this, like, even. I don't want them all to come down to the same point. You know, I want it to be different tonal values in here, so. And I'm going to go back to my Burnt Umber. I want to darken this up a little bit down here. And so this would be the point where, as I'm doing this, I might start looking at, you know, some other colors to pull in. But I'm gonna just stick with what we've got right now. And I took that a little farther than I would like. That's okay. I'm gonna bring a little more of the light cobalt turquoise down into the brown. And then I'm going to take my coral and just start blocking in. I'm still going in here with a light hand at the top here. And I am working fairly quickly. So I think that is, I think that is sufficient enough to kind of illustrate what we're going for here. Obviously, with this, to get like the full effect of it, I would be doing a whole bunch more layers, and this would take me quite a bit of time. And I don't want this video to be like 8 million hours long. So, what I will do is I am going to work on our jellyfish off camera, and I will put a finished photo of it up on the Instagram so you guys can see what it looks like. I hope that you have found this video helpful. Again, I will link the websites and put the color combos in the description. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when I post additional content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much.